Welcome back to Sweat Equity. Eric Valdez alongside Jewel Johnson. What's going on, man?
Bro, I really impressed with this weekend, bro, but not with what everybody thinks.
What are you talking about?
Um so the Canelo fight went kind of the way we thought it was, bro. But that other fight on the undercard, the
Oh, yeah.
Mbili, that fight was good,
Oh, they were going back and forth. They were scrapping for sure. Like it was. I'm not mad at the draw. Yeah, I mean,
bro. That was a good fight.
it
That
was a
was a
good
good
fight.
fight.
And as for Canelo and Crawford, I personally feel that Crawford fought one of his best fights, and Canelo fought one of his worst fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
For
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like I'm not saying that you know Crawford beat Canelo because Canelo didn't fight a good fight. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm talking about game plan wise.
Yeah, yeah.
Crawford
He said,
had Crawford had the game plan to neutralize, get in, get out, and he was beating Canelo in every aspect. In the outside, in the inside, movement, everything. And sustained all 12 rounds doing that too. you know. And Canelo just did not adjust. He didn't, freaking he didn't make any adjustments at all. There's probably like one or two rounds where freaking probably got a couple better of the exchanges and things, but it
right?
was all just flat footed power punching, looking for the big shot, and Crawford wasn't having it. You know what I mean? I feel like, as a game plan for that, if that was the game plan like that, I'm like, it was a bad game plan. It was a horrible fight for Canelo, and for
Did you see the post fight?
the post fight, no, nah, bro, I was struggling just to get through all 12 rounds. I was like, as soon as that freaking judgment was called, I was dead asleep, bro. I was hurting, so I was like,
Um
it was
So
so
it wasn't really it wasn't the like the post fight interview in the ring. It was one of the post fight press conferences.
Yeah, the press conference. Yeah, like I saw afterwards what Canelo said,
Yeah,
and no,
yeah,
he took it on the chin. He's a true
bro.
champ. You know what I mean?
It,
It obviously wasn't his night, and he didn't make no fucking excuses. You know what I mean? I don't think I've
bro, he
ever heard
said,
Canelo ever make an excuse. You know what I
dude
mean? So
said, I just didn't have an answer for anything he did,
no,
and it
and
was
it,
like,
it showed in the fight. It showed in the
yeah,
fight. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that, like with the, and honestly, and this is something I talked to one of my other clients, freaking the next day about, and I'm like, honestly, I don't even care to really see another a rematch between it. Why? You know what I mean? Because I'm like, at this point, I'm like, Canelo really doesn't have anything else to prove. You know what I mean? The dude has mad money.
facts.
He's freaking fought the who's who and never ran from anybody. All right. And at this point, like even though he has this loss, like that, he got this loss on his record and stuff like that. I'm like, virtually he'll still be finishing on top, of his career on his game. You know what I mean? So I don't see him. Why would he go back and do another rematch for what? For like he wins and then there's a rubber match or something like that, or even worse, he goes back in. Crawford freaking prepares even better the next time, possibly even finishes him, and then tarnishes his career and his legacy. You know what I mean? I like.
I think it's one of the best things to do because let's just say you go, okay, you end on a high note, right? Okay, maybe, and it's a loss, and nobody really wants to in do in like end on a loss. But when you say, well, I didn't lose, he didn't lose to a slouch.
No, he did it. You know what I mean? He lost to a freaking undefeated champion. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like, go ahead and make, and it's not even an excuse or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Because Crawford was coming up in weight and everything like that. I'm like, nah, like, I'm like, hey, the best of the best fought. You know what I mean? You got ousted that night. Freaking Crawford was the better man that night. A lot of people will continue freaking saying, well, oh, let's get another rematch and make it a rubber match and stuff like that. And I feel like it will hurt him, especially if he loses. You know what I mean? But he doesn't have nothing else to prove. like that. But then again, I was hearing something on the internet, because they had this. He signed a 6 fight deal with the Saudi guy,
Yeah.
like that. So more than likely, possibly there's going to be another rematch anyway down the road, like that. So more money for him. I don't feel that it's necessary. I feel like it's one of the greatest fights of all time. Just leave it at that. You know what I mean?
150 to 50, bro.
150 to 50. What you talking about?
That's the purses, bro.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you.
150 to 50,
150
bro.
million dollars. You know what I mean?
Bro,
And 50, he's the cash cow, bro. Everyone wants to see him. You know what I mean?
150 M's for that fight.
You got your musical? I
Music?
hear some
No.
Wu-Tang.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
I get. I said, that might be me. I don't know.
Bro. No, it's
Did,
Wu-Tang playing? No, bro. Oh, maybe it's this thing over here. Bro, 150 million. That's a lot of money.
this is what's even crazier, all right? Because that's what he made. All right. Can you guess what? And I'm looking at it right now. Can you guess what the total UFC roster earning was for 2025 thus far?
The total UFC roster?
The total UFC rosters earning for 2025 thus far,
I couldn't even imagine, bro. Bro.
140 mil.
Bro out earned a whole organization, bro.
That is crazy, bro. It really
Bro,
is.
that's winners and losers, bro.
You know what I mean? What do you
He out
what do
earned.
you what do you do with 150 mil?
You don't do it. You don't do a rubber match. That's for, another free ride. You sit back
Like,
and chill. I'm not getting punched in the
and
head
you
again.
if you gonna give me another 150 mil, yeah, let's go. All
Bro, I'm not
right.
getting. I'm never getting punched in the head again. 150 million. It's a wrap. Oh, you know what that is.
You know what that reminds me of right here? I'm looking at it right here, like that.
What's up?
Freaking, if you got 10 million, all right, but you can only buy things that start with the first letter of your name. All right, give me three things that you would buy with the first letter of your name.
Oh man. Okay. With 10 million.
10 mil.
Oh man. With the first letter of my name?
Only using the
Jesus.
first letter of your name.
Bro, that's so bro, what caused it? Like I'm not gonna buy a Jaguar. I don't want a Jag. I don't want a Jag. Okay, I would buy Jet, bro. I would buy,
What
well,
about
yeah,
Jet?
yeah, I probably would buy it, but I would probably would buy a Jet because that would be kind of dope. But I'm trying to think about ways to say house, like ways to say property.
I
You
was
know what I'm
thinking
saying?
about
Like
that too. For me, it had to be Earth.
what? But see, you could say an estate.
And
Like
I was
you,
gonna say that
like
too, but I'm like, what
I,
kind of estate? You know what
yeah,
I mean?
but
I'm like, an
I'm
estate
like,
is
I'm like, bro, bro, I would have to figure out a way to get have to figure out a way to get some property in there because
food for thought. You know what I mean? You got 10
that's
mil today.
crazy.
You can only buy three things with the first letter. What would it be? All right. So leave your comments like that. I think that's an interesting one. And here's another one I saw too.
Nvidia
Talking
stock,
about talking about getting big money, and little twist with it. You know what I mean? All right. And this one, man, this would make you think right here. All right. Derrick Henry. You know who Derrick Henry is, right?
right, 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 right.
All right. King Henry, running back for Baltimore. All right, like that.
Bro.
If you got $20 million, but Derrick Henry had to just randomly truck you once a month, would you take that?
Mhm. Yes, bro.
Just like, and you don't even know.
Absolutely.
You don't even know when it's coming. Just like for the matter of fact, it says once a month for the rest of your life. All right.
It,
20
it's
mil.
20 it's 20 million. You get 20 million one time or you get 20
One, you
million per
get 20
truck.
million one time, and then for the rest of your life. All right, and then I'll even put a caveat on it too. All right, like that. As you age, he ages too. So the hits ain't gonna be prime. I mean, the truck ain't gonna be prime.
Bro, I'm already 50, bro. like the dude hit me right now, it's gonna hurt. Um Man,
I'm
that's
gonna have to take
crazy.
that 20
I
mil.
would have to take that L though, bro. I'd
I'm
have to
gonna have
take
to
that,
take
bro.
that 20
I'd
mil.
have to because after a while, like he's gonna have to get really savvy because you start walking with your back to the wall, then you'll slide. Like I can see this motherfucker coming.
Hey, it's random, bro. You never know when it's gonna
Bro,
come to.
that's crazy, bro. That's
So
wild.
someone asked me too. They're like, how about taking like a rib shot from Mike Tyson? It prime Mike Tyson. I'm like, not taking that. All right.
And once a
I like,
month? No.
I like, bro. I'm like, as soon as I like a broken rib, and then as soon as I'm freaking no, like once a year. You know what I mean? You know,
I was gonna
I
say
like as
once a
soon as
month, your rib
I
would never
heal from
heal.
my ribs broken, and then there you go, boom, another one.
Here's another one.
So, nah, I don't think about nah, not that one.
Bro, have you seen those dudes that do that though? They sit there and they want to take a take a
Yeah,
shot to the
those
gut, bro.
influencers or the interviews. Oh, let me see how hard you really kick. No, bro.
No,
I'm like, I personally know how it feels, even from not even a professional kicking me in my leg. You know what I mean? I'm like,
no,
I'm not taking a full on
no,
100% kick to the leg like that
no.
just for
From
shits
John
and
Jones,
giggles. Hell
right?
no. All
So that
right.
you could say you enjoyed it. No,
Nah.
I mean that, and see that's different from saying like, would you let John Jones choke you out? Because a choke doesn't hurt. You
Oh
go
yeah,
out,
man.
you come back up.
You know,
Yeah, who
you can
cares?
take a nice little nap. Nah, like a kick though.
No, no, it's no way. No,
The
it's
dude
no
might
way.
permanently freaking nerve damage to my leg or something just from just fucking around.
But people who say that have never checked the leg kick, bro.
Exactly. That's why I know. Even professionals, like you just sparring, freaking from that middle aged to divorcee, freaking the pimped up, angered dad. You know what I mean? That dude is
Right, right.
freaking launching them.
He's
All right. All right. The dude has
oh my god.
some pent up aggression, and guess what?
Dude has
You
every
on the
reason in the
menu
world to
tonight.
take it out on your leg. Right.
Exactly. So,
Oh no, it's no way. No, I'm not. No, no, no. I don't know, man. Getting trucked every day. That's crazy, man.
but
Football season is back in. I know you're big on football.
yeah,
I've been watching, man. Bro, have you seen what's going on at these stadiums now, bro? People are fighting
with the
like
fighting,
crazy.
bro.
Yeah.
It just too
What are we doing?
they're like 4 hours already deep in tailgating, and then they go into the stadium and get even more trashed. And then now they team is losing, so they just turn it to the dude with the opposite jersey, just ready to talk mess. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You remember uh, seeing that one clip from the Houston Texans game where that black dude was freaking going off on some dude, and he unknowingly freaking was talking shit to some undefeated up and rising star freaking boxer. You
Yes,
remember
bro.
that?
Yes, bro.
Can you
And
imagine
and
what if that dude like? Can you imagine if that dude had those same skill sets but didn't have the discipline of an actual true martial artist? Bro, talk about freaking picking the wrong one. You know what I mean?
did I send you the thing that I saw on? It was on Instagram. It was in like LA. It was like a Dodger Stadium, not Dodger Stadium, but the Ram Stadium or something, where the dude
The
was sitting
couple?
there and the chick was behind him and she was just
Oh
stomping
yeah,
on
yeah,
this
yeah, just
dude's
kicking and kicking and kicking. Yeah, that dude
bro,
has to. Yeah, that dude had a lot of patience.
bro.
You
That dude's
know?
got to be the Pope, bro. He's
Mhm.
got to be the Pope.
Honestly, man,
It,
like I probably wouldn't have hit her, but I would have turned around real quick, snatched her leg up, and just pulled her right out her chair and make her look
I,
stupid.
that,
Just something like that. You know what I mean?
bro,
Uh,
she just kept stomping on this dude's back. Like, what are you
yeah,
doing,
like a freaking a 4 year old. You know what I mean? Or something like that. It was just so
bro? It's too much, man. It's too much. I
irritating
saw.
stuff.
Yeah, and then it's the not only is it the adrenaline of the game and the hype of the game, but then you got the fanaticism, then you got all the alcohol involved, and the people are just like people are going nuts, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
We just living in a crazy world right now. You know what I mean? For sure. Like
I'm
that.
working from my
So
house, bro.
no. All right, man. Let's I want to switch lanes. You know what I mean? Like that. Because we're
Uh
talking
oh,
about this off
Formula
camera right
One.
now, stuff like that.
What's up?
So now that you already finished Master Worlds for Gi like that, you say you're getting ready for no Gi, right?
I think I'm gonna do Nogi Worlds, bro.
Yeah, you can do no Gi. You can put your hat in there. Like
I
that.
think I'm gonna do
So
Doggy
you've been
World,
keeping up with your fitness right now?
bro. Bro, I, I checked this. I checked weighed in the other day. I've
Uh-huh.
been checking my weight, doing all stuff. I weighed in the other day, 191, bro. And I'm just like, I'm still like, but I'm not like crazy. Like I'm about to compete next week. I'm going to San
Yeah.
Antonio, so I'm competing in 2 weeks. But I'm not. I'm just like chilling. I feel good. I'm doing, and the weights, the weight's just doing
I
what it's
feel,
supposed to do,
you
bro.
know, yeah, scale 1 to 10, 10 being the best. You know, where were you? Where were you? You know, put yourself at on that scale.
And like fitness wise,
Yeah, fitness wise.
bro.
Yeah.
I I gotta be like 7, 8, 9, bro. I've gotta be 7, 8, 9.
So how about
Gotta
we put it right in the middle, an 8? You know, solid
be.
8.
Bro, easy
8.
eight, bro. Light work.
Okay,
Eight's light work. I think
I like
eight's
that.
light work. Yeah,
Like for fitness wise, yeah, I put myself about like 8.59. You know what I
yeah.
mean? As combat wise, you know, that's different. All right. I'm gonna put myself at a like a 4.5, you know what I mean? So like that, like I know I can't keep up round after round right now at all, you know, just different type of cardio. All right, like
Right.
that. And the reason I asked, you know what I mean, I was like, because I want to put it into like perspective, you know what I mean? And I don't know if I talked about this, a couple of episodes ago, but like I just finished running like a general fitness test with a lot of my clients,
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
And, you know, with doing that, you know, a mile time, was part of it. So where would you say is your average mile time?
My average mile time?
Yeah.
Mine?
Yes.
Oh, bro, I can do a mile in like 2 minutes, bro.
A mile in 2 minutes?
In the car?
I'm talking about running. I was like, bro, I didn't know
Bro,
you came
my
from freaking. I didn't
easy
know you were
work, bro.
Kenyan. I know you black, but I didn't know you Kenyan.
Bro, them dudes don't play, bro. I don't know what they doing. Um, nah, bro. Bro, running a mile?
Yeah.
Mad slow, bro. I probably say average mile for me is probably 11.
Oh yeah, you getting caught. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for 100%. If the cop is anywhere near fit, he catching me, bro. If he's not, that first 100, that first 200, that first quarter, like I don't know what to tell you, bro. You better get at it.
Yes.
But after that quarter mile, bro, it's a wrap. I'm sitting down on a bench.
for,
I'm
for me,
walking.
for me, I'm in low sevens. You know, I think the fastest mile I've done recently was a 7:06,
I don't know why
and
you have to run that fast. Who are you
and
running from?
I think the other day I probably ran, a 7:30, and that's like taking like almost 2 weeks off. Like I wasn't doing nothing. I was being lazy, and I was like, man, I got to get back on my shit. And I ran a mile, and I ran a 7:30. And
Who are you
freaking
running
matter of
from?
fact, tomorrow I'm actually running my first 5K. Man, I haven't ran 5K in like almost 3 years. You know what I mean? And I hopped on the treadmill yesterday, and I ran a 23:30, like that. So, I've done way better,
Bro,
but
what? Three
I
miles?
felt,
Bro, I'm not doing that, bro.
yeah,
That's
I felt
ridiculous.
good. I felt good, like that. So tomorrow I know I'm gonna really push it because they give top three medals to like in certain age brackets. So I'm gonna dust all the freaking
Bro, I
35
don't
to
know,
40 year
bro.
olds,
I,
like that.
bro, I've been,
But let me just
yeah,
put
I don't
some
know, bro.
perspective right here, all right, like that. So if you run an 11, all right, right now, all right, if it's a true 11, right now you're in the beginner runner category. All right, a beginner runner, typically averages anywhere from 11 to 12 minutes. An
Okay.
average runner, all right, is freaking running a 9 to 10 mile a minute pace. A fit runner, all right, so me, is running a 7 to 8 minute pace. All right, and if you are Kenyan, you're running under 6 minutes. All right, maybe fours.
Bro, I just feel
So
like I feel like that's like the guys that bench like 585. Like, why do you
585.
need to, yeah, like, why do you need to run that fast? Like, why would, Where are
Hey,
you going? Where are you going? Did
you
you
know,
need to be?
if you gotta have just one special, you know, like what I'm trying to say, like attribute, in fitness, hey, that's all they dedicated themselves to is just making sure they have a fast ass mile. And I'm happy you just said about the bench right now. All right, like that. Right now, what do you think you could push right now in the gym? If you got in, you had to do a 1 rep max. What do you think you pushing?
I don't, bro. It would be. I could probably do. What is it? What's? Let's see. That's 225 plus 50. So yeah, I could probably do 275.
275, 1 rep.
I could probably do 275
Okay, I
one rep.
already got that old man straight. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably. I could
you
probably
got
nail
that
that out.
funk straight. You know what I mean? Let me start
Cause
that.
I, cause
The young is doing it.
Cause I hit I fired off 2 and a quarter the other day for like 3. Just
Okay,
yeah, so I could probably do that.
like that. Man, I've been having a lot of problems with my freaking shoulder, and it's really been irritating me. But if I really had to get under the bar and do a 1 rep max, I would say I could push about 245. So that's gonna put me at 2 plates and a 10. Yeah, two
Okay.
plates and a 10 on each side, like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Let's put some perspective on there. You know what I mean? For all the gym
That's
goers
weight,
out
bro.
there, you
That's
know,
weight, bro.
yeah, like that. So for if you're a beginner, all right, and I see this all the time, man, because sometimes it amazes me, that like I kind of misjudge some bigger guys, and little guys and stuff like that. And
Okay.
this is true to it right here. So if you're a beginner, you're usually 1 rep maxing about 95 to 135 pounds. All right, like that. And like, yeah, you see how you see? But I've worked with so many people, and it amazes me because like I'll misjudge that, and I'll be like, all right, let's put on 155 or 175, and they're struggling, man. You know what I mean? And then I got to
That's
kick it all the way
crazy.
down to like a 25 on each side, and then build their strength up and stuff like that. For sure. So I see it all the time. So I really believe this. You know what I mean? If you're intermediate, you know what I mean, like that, 135 to 185. All right. If you're advanced, you're doing 185 to 225. And if you're elite, all right, 300 over. Like that. Let me
No
ask you
desire
this
to be
question
elite,
since
bro.
we're on here. Like
No
that.
desire to be elite, bro.
What do you think is worse? All right. Being able to only bench 130 or being able to only bench 220? Think about that. Because 130, everybody always try to have at least one plate on each side, right? 130 is not a plate on each side.
It's
And
not
then
a
and
plate on
then
each side.
obviously everybody also, like I think like every gym bro in the gym, like, hey, you ain't shit if you ain't bitching 2 plates, right? And so 220 ain't 2 plates. So
It's
hey, which
not
one
two
you think
plates,
is
bro.
worse? Which one you think is worse?
Personally, I think the 130 is worse, bro.
Bro,
I
it's
think
like, I
because
mean, I'm like,
you have so many plates on there to not be like you see you put it
hey, at
you had this
220, man, I could get away with a good workout at 185 and just, be like, oh man, I'm just doing a little light,
I'm just chilling.
workout. Even though this is a struggle for me, but ain't nobody gonna really question that you're working out with 185.
Right.
But if you're working out with like 25s on each side because you only bench 130 and you can't get to that plate, they're like, damn, bro,
Man.
hey, you want to come
That,
lift with my check over here?
well because you have like man, you have what do you have like a 35 and a 5? Like a 35, a 5 and like a 2.5.
And two and a half. Yeah, yes.
What? Bro, it's so crazy, bro. That is the weirdest.
Hey,
No, I'm not doing
hey,
that, bro.
everyone has to start somewhere. So good on you. You know what I mean? It just gives you that
Bro,
much encouragement.
100% on the flat bench with dumbbells and not even
Mhm.
worried about it because nobody's saying anything when you flat benching. You taking some 35s for a ride. They're like, yeah, but it's just a dumbbells. It's good.
Nah,
I'm
yeah,
not.
bro.
I'm not doing that.
It's some good perspective on there. You know what I mean? Like,
Man,
you
that's
don't.
crazy, bro.
You don't gotta be lifting all this weight or running freaking, sub 4 minute miles to think that you need that, oh, I gotta be in shape like, the one freaking stud that's always in the gym killing it. I was like, nah, it ain't even that, what I mean? Little bit of perspective on there, for sure.
So one day when I was running, you go out, every now and again you do some road work, and I'm right down the street from the University of Houston Central Campus.
Mm-hmm.
So every now and again you get I'm right off the bayou, and I'm right down the street from University of Houston Central Campus. So you get some of their long distance guys, their track guys. More often than not, you know, these are collegiate athletes, so they're in really good shape. So
Mm-hmm.
one day, bro, I'm running the bayou. It's a 1 mile stretch up, 1 mile stretch back. So I do two stretches, so it's a total of 4 miles. Dude lapped me 3 times, bro. Same dude lapped me 3 times in 4 miles, bro.
That's demoralizing, That's like
Bro,
that
I
one
was like,
scene, in Captain America. When he's just running by him on your left.
right,
you know,
bro, bro. I'm like, why? And when I tell you this dude was gliding,
yeah.
like he was just it literally like he was just jogging, and I'm sitting here, at mile 2.5, trying to figure out if I'm gonna call my mama to pick me up. You know what I'm saying? And this dude
He's
is
just
just waltzing
better
by
get
me,
an
and I'm like,
Uber. Don't embarrass yourself like that. You better get an Uber. What I mean, mama gonna
right.
joke on you all the way home. All right.
Oh my god.
Speaking of like that, did you hear about that one lady that um she was Nike tried to sponsor her in like this ultra marathon thing, and she was like, "Nah, bro, I'm gonna stick to my huaraches," and ended up
Yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
winning.
Yeah, the Hispanic lady. Yes,
Candelaria Rivera Ramos won the 2025 Canyon Ultra Marathon, which is 40 miles. All right, this is not the lady that we're talking about that got was trying to get sponsored, or Nike was trying to sponsor. This is a different lady. This lady, she won the ultra marathon, all right, after walking 14 hours the day before to the race. This lady walked 14 hours to get to the race, ran the race, won, all right, in some freaking sandals, bro. All right.
What? Wait, what's her name?
The lady I'm talking about right now is Candelaria. All right, so Candelaria, Candelaria Rivera Ramos.
Bro,
And
that's
in the caption,
crazy.
all right, in the caption right here, she's 30. She's a 30-year-old runner. All right, from Chihuahua, Mexico. She won that the Canyon Ultra Marathon, which is 40 miles. All right, finishing in 7 hours and 34 minutes. All right, after walking 14 hours to get to the race, bro. That's hardcore, bro. Mad respects. Mad
Okay,
respect.
so and her name is Maria Lorena Ramos.
It might be her sister, bro.
Bro, and this is the one who was she was doing
Because I
rejecting top brands because she's 22 years old. She would rather run in the
yeah,
Huraches, and she's from Tarahumara,
no clue.
Tarahumara woman. Yeah, but so here's the thing though. So check this out.
Hmm.
So let's because so people
Well, you know what? Hey, I got it right here. Yeah, you sure are. I got it right here too.
the people that don't know, let me now mind you, what we're talking about is Huraches, not Hirachis. Hirachis are something different. Huraches, for people that don't know, are like a huaraches. They're not Hirachis. They're like a sandal, and they're like a woven sandal,
Yeah,
right?
it's if you know the meme, what are those? Picture that shoe. All right. If you know the meme, what are those? That's the sandal we're talking about. All
Those
right.
those are those are huaraches.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing at my sandals? Um, bro. So um, and I guess it's kind of hard to tell, but here's so for just anyway, it doesn't make a difference. So, but if you think about what all the doctors say about running, they talk about the way that the shoe affects your foot and your toes and your ability to run versus Huarache, which is like the toe shoes. Now they're not trying to do the toe shoes so that your foot has its natural form, better
Yeah,
stride, better connection, all that. And I mean, it kind of makes sense that you run better in that than you would with the
bro.
artificial step and all that
Think
stuff.
about it. All right, let's think about this. Okay. All right, shoes. Yes, over time, shoes have been made for comfort. All right. And yeah, they have, science and, research and development, has gone leaps and bounds, a long way. But the thing about too now, like, is that, you see a lot of these, let's just say like Western runners, like American runners and stuff like that. All right.
Right.
That are comfortable just running on a nice pavement track or road and things like that. All right, compare their feet to freaking someone as rural as these ladies or even freaking people that live in more secluded tribes and in villages and things like that. I'm like, think about how many times you see video footage of them and stuff like that. Like, they're always outside barefooted or still running in their natural state, and they got some strong feet
Mm.
like that.
Real feet.
Strong feet. They just kept true to their what I'm trying to think of, their primal, freaking natural development and stuff like that, as opposed to natural evolution. What's going to happen if you're just wearing some nice comfortable Nikes or hookahs or whatever
Right.
other top name brand Brooks shoes out there, and there's nothing wrong with them. Yeah, man, you know what I mean? If you're older up in age and you want to try to protect, the shock absorption so your freaking knee, your knees last longer, you bet, you know what I mean? But the thing about it is, like, these people have been doing this since, they're freaking knee high, you
Day
know,
one.
yeah, like that, and they've never freaking gone away from it, and they've developed freaking the strength, the support in their ankles, their knees, their hips, and everything like that. You know, would they have? What can they benefit from it? Yeah, of course, 100%. I'm sure they can. You know what I mean? But why would they change anything if it ain't broke? Why fix it? I mean, and I'm looking at it right now. Talking about that lady that rejected all those top name brands and stuff like that. So again, Maria Lorena Ramirez, all right, running out of Hamera tribe, in Mexico.
For,
So I'm sure it's
right.
going to be a secluded freaking thing. In 2007, she won a 31-mile ultra marathon. All right, with using her regular freaking sandals that she wears, not sponsored by anybody. All right, no shoes, no gear, none of that stuff. All right, while other people were wearing all this stuff. All right.
Bro, in
What
like in
let's go.
traditional garb though. She was wearing like dresses.
Oh yeah, and a dress too. Ain't that crazy?
In dresses. Yeah.
Yeah, the other lady I was talking about too. All right, Candelaria, she was wearing a dress too. So like, bro, like they're probably in the same area. You know what I mean? All
Right.
right.
Feel it.
Um, and then to everyone's shock, what I mean, you're talking about Nike, all these big man names, freaking are, sending freaking shoes to her exclusively, and she just tossing it to the side like, nah, I'm gonna freaking do it my way, and guess what? I'm still gonna beat all y'all. You know what I mean? So that's why she's making big old headlines, for sure, like that. And so good on her, you know what I mean, like that. But she's developed, her feet have developed in a certain way, like that. And again, like I said, if it ain't, broke, don't fix it, and obviously she's proven that she can still do it. So, what I mean? Like, all right, fuck all the haters out there like that, you know what I mean?
Well,
Until you can
see,
prove me wrong.
well, you know what happens is it's the same reason. It's like they do it in every sport. Sometimes you get to the point, boxers, they wrap their hand a certain way and they wrap their hand the same way for the fight because this is the way my hand feels comfortable. You start changing that, and now it's going to feel different. It's going to perform different. So if I've been spending all this time running in these, you know, thin leather strap shoes, and now all of a sudden you give me some, Nike Boost 360s, you know what I'm saying? Like my foot's not going to hit the ground the same. I may not even feel the ground the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I'll give you a prime example, and I'm happy you just said something like that. All right. because every time I get a new client, all right, I automatically do a squat assessment. Okay. And so for anyone out there that doesn't understand what a squat assessment is, all right, like that, first of all, if you're looking for a trainer, all right, and in that first initial freaking training session that you're doing with a trainer, they don't do some type of assessment on you, especially an overhead squat assessment. What I'm talking about right now is like literally, you just freaking get into your stance, hands above your head, you do a squat, all right, like that. They should be able to see you from the front, from the side, and from the back, like that. And and if they're
Definitely from
a
the
good
back.
trainer or a decent trainer, they should already be able to freaking depict any type of muscle imbalancement or impingements that you might be having, what I mean, so they can, properly program you to progressively overload, to your goals. All right. And so there's a lot of times where freaking I tell people will come in and they are wearing their hookahs and they are wearing their Brooks, or this some type of running shoe with a big old air bubble and it's nice and comfortable for them and stuff like that. And I'm like, nah, hey, like I'll let them do a couple squats, all right, and then see and then tell them, hey, this and this is what I'm seeing. Your knees are buckling. You're hinging too much in your hips. Whatever it may be. All right. I'm like,
Right.
hey, I want you to do that same movement, but I want you to freaking, hey, let's toss the shoes. And then boom, like instantly, because now their feet are grounded to the floor. They're able to
Yep.
spread out and freaking have more stability and stuff like that. And that cushion is of the shoe isn't letting their ankles break out or in and stuff like that. I'm like, if it eliminates, freaking the majority of or decreases the majority of what I'm seeing in the first, set like that. What I mean? Just because of what those shoes can do. All right. If you've ever wondered why, people like, these power lifters or these strength lifters or bodybuilders and stuff like on a leg day come in and they're wearing chucks and they're wearing Vans, or obviously if you have the money and you buy some professional weightlifting shoes and stuff like that, what do all those have in common? What can you think of right now what all those have in common?
No bottoms, bro. The
Yeah, they're
bottom
all
is
flat. It's a
super
flat
thin.
shoe.
Super thin. That's why I prefer the van.
Yeah, it's a flat shoe like that. You know what I mean?
Who else
My
who
only
else wears
thing
flat
is
shoes
that
like that?
okay, huh?
Who else wears flat shoes like that?
And I got some right up here, all right, like that. I got a couple pair
Bro,
right now.
one
So
one of the other one of the other sports that people never think about that you need to be able to feel, and they have
with flat
flat
shoes,
shoes like that with flat shoes. Formula One drivers, professional drivers, where those driving shoes super flat, so you can
nah,
be in tune with the
bro,
vehicle,
yeah.
bro.
I'm like,
It-
I know you like to go fast, and I like to go fast, but like, I feel so much through that pedal, all right, like that, especially when you're going to, like that,
yeah,
at a
yeah,
high
yeah,
speed. I'm like, if you know, you know. I
yep,
ain't never gone that fast in the Formula One, but like, no, and it makes sense. It does
right,
make sense, you know what I mean?
right,
So I can't really
right.
speak on that, but like, yeah, I feel, what I mean? It's kind of weird to say that. I like, you could feel the road through the pedal and stuff like that. But yeah, if you know, you know. I mean, but getting back to the fitness side, like, yeah, you know what I mean? My only thing is like, I just want to make sure that I have a big, a good sized toe box, you know what I mean? So yeah, my, my,
Yeah,
my, my feet are able to really spread out, and it's just physics. All right, what's going to give you
yep,
a better structure? Something small and narrow, or something big and wide,
yep,
like that. So with that toe box, you're able to really spread out and freaking And I'm even able, like I'm looking to. I tell them like I want you to feel like you're trying to grip into the ground when as you're pushing through your heel and things like that too. You ain't gonna do that in
yep.
some running shoes, some elite running shoe and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So
Bro, I look at them, man. Even your track shoes, the track spikes. Track
hmm
spikes are mad thin, bro. They're super
yeah.
thin. It's just, we get away from it. I saw something the other day that showed the difference between a foot of a newborn baby and an adult. And the newborn baby, the foot was, the heel, but the toe box is wide. But then over time, now you start wearing the shoes, it starts pointing your toes in, and you get this weird shape of your foot that affects your balance, your walk, your
I
hips, your
think
back.
women, yeah, a lot of times women, develop, bunions and corns and stuff like that is because you're literally transforming, the angle of your joints and your bones and your feet, to fit that shoe, as opposed to you just trying to naturally, freaking, have, yeah, it might not be a nice, pretty red bottom or something like that. I'm like, but my
bro.
feet are here and I need them to walk. I'd rather freaking
If
do that.
Lubin put a big toe box on some heels and painted the bottom of them red, people like, oh, I'm gonna get these. It's just anyway. I get it, bro. Not really, but yeah. Damn, that's crazy. Can you imagine though? Like, how would you get a woman like that? Like, how do you sponsor her? Because she doesn't care about money. She doesn't have any. She doesn't give a shit. She doesn't care about money. She doesn't care about like like what are you gonna give her? Money means nothing to her. So how do you
You know,
how would you get her?
y- if it ain't gonna be the shoes, you know what I mean? Like, you can actually like come up with something that directly, correlates to what she's used to. So give her a more durable, lighter weight, wadache. You know what I mean? Give her a dry fit, freaking gown that she like. Cause man, that gown looks heavy. You know what
Bro,
I mean?
that
Yeah,
gown looks heavy.
yeah. You know what I mean?
Heavy.
Yeah, give her something that, where it's more breathable and, like that, where she's not sweating so much or like, overheating as she's running or something like that. Like that's the only way. You know what I mean? I'm like, because again, like you said, like, she don't got no money, so she don't care about that. You know what I mean? She ain't gonna wear your shoes, so you know what? You better freaking design something that is gonna correlate to her and what traditionally what she's used to doing. You know what I mean?
What
Something a
she
little bit,
wants.
yeah. You know what I mean? And if you're not ready to go outside the box like that because, it's just such a small demand because it's just freaking it's not going to be to the populace. I'm like, you know what, then let her be. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Let just leave her
yeah.
alone, bro. I'm trying to see so because I just kind of want to because we keep talking about this woman
Mm-hmm.
and nobody's so this is for those that did may be curious. This is her, and this is what she's running in. And you can kind of make out her shoe, but she's running essentially in a dress like this and these, you know, flat shoes, and that's what she's wearing to run. It's crazy, bro. But that's her. She's comfortable like that, bro.
Big ups to her, man, for sure.
Huge
All right,
props because I'm not running 31 miles. I got a car.
all right, let's let me finish off right here. Cause you got a car.
Just
Right.
keeping it real.
Hey, 3 miles is top for me. People start talking about ultra marathons. I'm like, why? All right, do not love yourself. Like, who hurt you?
Goggins can have. who
Yeah.
hurt you?
Like
Yeah,
I tell you, you just fighting some different demons, and you got to go on that long run. You know what I mean?
bro
Look at
walked
Forrest Gump.
in
You know what I mean? He was having all this trouble. All right, with old girl.
with
All
Jenny.
right, with Jenny, and he just decided to go for a run one day. Look at that shit. You know what I mean? Dude was
Bro just
fighting
walked in the
different
house
demons, bro.
and his fucking girl was in the room with his best friend, his dad, and his brother, and he just walked out and started running, bro.
That's what it is, man. Have you
That's
heard? Have
crazy.
you heard of? All right, let's finish off right here. All right, like that. Have you heard of the Impossible Mile?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to try that. I
Right.
want to try that.
What does it
It
consist of? I believe it
it's
consists of
it's like a quarter mile of burpees, a quarter mile of lunges, a standard quarter mile, and then one other. Is it
a
broad
lunge.
jumps?
Frog like broad jumps. Yeah,
Broad jumps. Broad
broad
jumps. Yeah.
jumps, broad jumps, burpees, lunges, and then you finish out with the just a quarter mile itself. Now, all right. Let's take it to because everybody always want to go extreme, bro. You know what I mean? You got regular 5K, you got a marathon, and then the ultra marathon like that. You got an impossible mile. Now, all right. This is the marathon Murph. All right.
Okay.
You know what a Murph is, right? It's a
That's the
mile. And I did a Murph this year for Memorial's Day. All right, like that.
right.
And
That's
freaking
where I hear
and
about them
then
typically with the military.
yeah, for the military, all right, like that. So it's a mile. Then and it's not in any succession. You just have to finish 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and then once you finish that, then you finish off with another mile.
Okay.
Now, now this freaking marathon one, all right, it's it's a it's a mile. I mean, it's a marathon. I'm sorry. So marathon 26.2 miles. All right, 1,000 pull-ups, 2,000 push-ups, 3,000 squats. All right, and then freaking 20, and then another marathon. Bro, again,
Well,
who hurt you? All right, and
bro,
I believe you have 24 hours to finish it.
I need like a month. 50 miles? You want me to run 50 miles? Nah, I need like a month.
That's all.
Yeah,
You know,
I
pretty
100% need
much
a month.
a freaking little over 10 more miles than an ultra marathon, so people could do
I'm
that in
not
7 hours. The
I'm
ladies are
not
doing
doing
it
that.
in 7 hours in some sandals. Come on now, all right?
I'm
You know,
not doing Yeah, they also run to get water out of the river, bro. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. What,
uh,
bro,
what
24
what
hours to do 3,000 squats and run
how much
50 miles?
how much money? What's your price? You know what I mean?
Okay, now what
Okay,
now we talking. Now we
yeah,
talking.
a meal.
Uh
You do it for a
I
meal.
mean, I would definitely try it for a meal, bro. I would 100% try it for a meal.
You do it for a half a meal,
Yeah, I would try for half a meal. Now,
quarter.
there's a difference between trying, bro, to just do some exercise for a quarter meal. Like I would absolutely try it. Now, if I had to finish it,
You have to
if
finish it. You have to
if I
finish it,
have
of
to
course.
finish it, if I because bro, 50 miles. Oh my
I
god,
don't even like running like
I
that.
don't like.
I like,
I
hey,
mean,
honestly, right now, man, like my whole routine about just cardio wise at this point in my life, all right, either it's quick and simple, which is I'm just gonna do a mile and then that's it, all right, and then I
right?
get to my workout, or
Okay,
I'm just staying in zone one, burning fat, and I'm walking on the incline for anywhere from like 20 to 30 minutes. You know what I mean? That is freaking at this point in my life, that's all my cardio is consistent of. All right. I 100% prefer a 315-pound deadlift, or, put 250 on my back and get some squats. Trust me, do a 5x5 with 250 on your back, your heart's gonna be beating like you just ran a marathon. All
right.
right, like
Right.
I 100% would choose that over anything than freaking running 3 miles or a marathon or anything like that for sure.
Bro, just doing the math on it. Like if I'm just doing the math on it, it's like,
Hmm.
okay, so I just say it takes me about 30 minutes to run 3 miles. Bro, 50 miles? Bro, I mean, bro, it's half a day. That's half a day running. And then you run 26 miles and then you have to find the strength in your legs to do 3,000 squats? Like, I'm sure they have to be not weighted. They can't be weighted squats.
Well, in a typical Murph, like just a regular Murph, I believe it's a 20-pound vest that you're wearing. I believe, like
Man,
that.
I mean, that's
So.
not I mean, that's not terrible because it's not, 135 on your back. But
Mhm.
I mean, you ran a 5K. How much squatting you doing after a 5K?
Bro, all right.
I'm not squatting after a
Like
5K.
my legs are already toast, you know what I mean? So I'm
I'm
like,
fried. I'm not doing that.
you talking about, like after that marathon and you're going into some squats, like, you're talking about straight rhabdo, the rest of the
Oh,
freaking time. So
oh yeah, yeah. And then you have to do another 26?
nah, bro. All
Nah.
right.
You be
I'm
on
looking
skate.
at
You
this
walking
video
like a
right
baby
now
deer.
talking about this, and just guess the color of the people that are doing this.
I
White.
already I already know. I already know. It's
And,
but the thing is, I mean, it's also because I bet if you look, and I'm not just because I bet if you look, those people have money. They
they
have
just
money.
bored. You
They're
are
just
right
bored.
about that.
They're just bored because,
Mhm.
I mean, I got bills to pay. I don't have time to spend. think about training for that. Think about training for a 50-mile run. You got to train. You got to train. I mean, you got to wake up every day. And even if you do, I've looked at a lot of way those runners train with the, we'll run 10 for a week and then 11 and then 12. And then, you keep upping it. But every time you do that, like that's time out of your day that you have to, and then go back to go to work. I'm not, to train for,
All right, well,
I'm not.
let me leave this off. You know what I mean? Because we're talking a lot about running. All right. And as good as running can be, you know what I mean, because it's a great stress reliever. You know what I mean, really boost some endorphins and make you feel like you're doing something. All right, because
Okay.
I feel like that's a big factor for a lot of people, that they want to feel accomplished, like they did something, compared to what, walking, right? All right, that,
Right.
like, do you really feel like you did anything with just walking compared to running? Honestly, you know what I mean?
You feel, I mean, the running feels like exertion. It feels
Yeah,
exertion.
you are,
Yeah.
yeah, like, as for exhaustion and stuff like that, like running is gonna make you feel like that, as opposed to walking. And man, I I can't it, I can't say how important just movement is throughout your whole day. And what is
Right.
movement? It's just walking. It's just
It's
getting
just
your
walking.
steps in and stuff like that. All right. And if you didn't know, the average person is supposed to be getting in about 10,000 steps a day. All
Right.
right. And so, studies reveal right now an incline walk burns 7% more fat than running. Why do I say that? Because I don't want people, I know we're talking about running and stuff like that, for sure, and it's great, you know what I mean? Especially if you compete in it, like that, if you really love it. But if you're doing it because you're trying to lose weight, and or like, you're gonna lose weight, but if you're doing it because you're trying to burn fat, that stubborn fat, and really change your body composition, all right, let's think about some true, like, some true numbers, all right, like that. And so, again, like I said, studies reveal that in an incline walk, because I'm all about a walk. I just said it right now, man. I prefer that freaking just 20-minute walk. I'm doing about anywhere from a 6 to 10 incline, 2.5 to 3 miles per hour, like that. Like, I'm sweating. My body's, freaking, it's going, you know what I mean? Like that.
Right.
An incline walk burns 40% more calories than fat, from fat, compared to just 33% from running, right? Like that. Even when a total calorie burn were the same, all right, uh, that means more fat is used as fuel, because that's what everybody is trying to do. And I've talked about this a lot of times, all right, like that. Your main fuel source of energy, when you're going into a workout, is going to be carbs, all right. But the thing about, when carbs are depleted, especially when you're running, their next secondary source of energy is going to be protein. All right. What does protein
Right.
do? That means, all right, protein builds muscle. So that means you're going to be paring down muscle, so you can have the energy to get through that 3, 5, 10 miles or whatever it is. All right. As opposed to, if you're just walking, you're not depleting your carb stores. You're going to be going into your glycogen storage, all right, and actually using fat, all right, to burn that. Okay. So that means that more fat is used for fuel, less glycogen, all right, depletion, and better muscle prevention. So, all right, so again, you're freaking, you're burning more fat, you're not freaking paring down muscle, all right, you're maintaining muscle, i.e., that your body composition of what you truly want, all right, it's going to be, it's going to show, compared to you burning through your freaking your carbs, depleting your, then you're paring down muscle, and then that's when the term comes from, skinny fat. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, yeah, you freaking ran, you ran a marathon and you lost all
Skinny
this
fat.
weight, but at what cost? All
Right. You
right,
have no
at your muscle.
zero
All
muscle.
right.
Zero muscle.
Everybody wants to train like the marathon person, but they want to look like the sprinter. All right. I've said
Right.
that time and time again. All right, like that. So take that in consideration, like that. So if you're looking, to run because you want to clear your head and you enjoy it, like that, to really, the physical test of it, all right, go ahead and do what you got to do. But if you're
Yes,
looking
masochist.
to be running because, you're trying to burn fat, you're going about it all the wrong way. All right. And again, studies reveal that you're burning 7% more fat on just an incline walk. All right. Opposed to just running, like that. So,
But you know what? But you know what? You said it in the beginning when you talked about your incline walk. You said, 2.5 to 3 miles an hour, right?
mhm.
It's all about that walk. Like right now, people don't walk at a pace like they have to go any place. Like if you're walking at a normal pace, people now just kind of stroll. They're not really in a rush. So when they're walking, they're really moving kind of slow, right? They're not moving. They're not moving. So when people think, well, I don't want to walk for exercise, it's because they just strolling. If you actually walk, like if you actually walk, you'll cover some ground and you'll be covered in sweat and you'll be like, and you're not gonna blow out your knees.
I mean, I'm about. I got another study right here that I'm looking at about what you just said right now. Right? Because like at the end of the day, I don't care how slow you walk or how or a faster pace you walk, whether you're short, you're tall, anything like that. It's just about trying to average a certain amount of steps. Average
Right.
steps is going to be 10,000. And honestly, this is something that I've been really focusing on these last 2 weeks. I've been averaging anywhere between 12 to 15,000 steps on purpose. You know what I mean? And like at the end of the day, I am pretty exhausted. Like that. And freaking, I'm looking at this study right now talking about knees. All right, people who walk 6,000 plus steps a day, lower knee cartilage, degeneration. Freaking like that. So like you're that movement and that blood circulation like that, it's going to actually keep your knees a lot healthier. That's basically
I
what
can
it's
see
saying
that.
in this headline. All right. So the
I can
study
see that.
published for arthritis has found that walking more than 6,000 steps per day is linked to slower cartilage degeneration in the knees, especially in individuals that are of risk of osteoporosis. I mean, like that, or osteoarthritis, like that.
Right.
So, for sure. So, like,
That makes
uh,
sense.
what I recommend a lot of my clients, especially if they're sedentary, is at minimum 8,000. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at least get 8,000. You know what I mean? Six is cool where you're still moving around and stuff like that. But even someone that's real sedentary and still lazy, like, they're, that's hard for them to, they'll still be able to get around, 5 to 6,000. But, I still, encourage, to really make an effort of movement, like that, 8,000 like that. And for sure, you know what I mean? Like, be better and freaking be a little bit more aware and you want to be over 10,000 steps, like that.
Bro, that's a lot of walking though.
I'm like, honestly, it
That's
really
what's
is.
up.
I'm
That's
like,
what's up, bro.
if you think about just a regular Saturday or Sunday, you know what I mean? Like that of what you're doing on Saturday and Sunday. Typically, you're always getting ready for Monday, right? And what are you going to be doing? You're going to be cooking. You're going to be cleaning. You're going to be doing errands. You're going to be running out in the street, freaking going here and there and stuff like that. And you're so busy freaking just with life itself, just on those 2 days. And I'm 99% sure that you're probably getting way more steps in just on those 2 days than you are going that you're getting on Monday through Friday.
Bro, just park a couple of
Hmm.
blocks away from work.
Hmm. So,
Just park a couple
but
blocks away from work. If you work downtown, don't park in the parking lot right across the street from your
hey,
building.
well, we don't all live in Houston, you know what I mean?
No,
And
well, I'm just saying, like you
high
could, but
rise.
you
So,
you know you can. There's ways that you can force steps in that are beneficial. You leave
yeah,
work to you leave work to go and pick up a grilled some grilled nuggets from Chick-fil-A, bro. Just walk over there. It's right there. Just walk over to the Chick-fil-A. Get your lunch.
yeah.
You grab some steps.
It's just being a little bit more aware for sure. You know what I mean? Just just
Yeah.
making that effort, like that. And but I always tell people all the time, do not underestimate how important it is just getting your steps in through the day, especially if you're trying to make a change as for burning fat, as opposed to just losing weight. You know what I mean? I can care less about weight. You know what I mean? If you lost weight, but it's at the expense of muscle, you're going in the wrong direction. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if you're losing weight because you're maintaining muscle and you're burning through that fat, You know what I mean? Like that. Even if you freaking, burn the fat and build muscle and then you're still the same weight, guess what? Your body composition is way better freaking than it was, the month before or whatever like that.
Bro,
For sure.
drastically different. Yeah.
Well,
Man, that's
that's it,
crazy.
man. Get your steps in. All right. In
I'm gonna go get
perspective.
some more. Get some more watches.
Sriracha's, yeah. I mean, you gotta have no this special $200 freaking shoes, like this or
Right,
nothing like that. And it's like I just like keeping my feet comfortable because I am on my feet all day. You know what I mean?
bro. Go
Like
down
that.
to the pulga. Get some more watches. Just ask the old lady there. Just what is it? You want some more watches? So they'll get you some. That's crazy,
If you like what we're talking about, guys, all right, hit us up. All right. Hit that like and that subscribe button, for sure, so we can continue giving you content like that. Me personally, all right, visit me on Precision Training, on my Instagram, Precision Training. If you're looking for any type of more education, guys, or even at home, custom workouts and nutrition plans like that, I am doing online, programs for people, for sure. So, hit me up, guys, on that. And I am giving a 50%, just hashtag freaking LFG. All right, let's fucking go so we can get started, like that. Anything you got, Jules?
bro. Stay vigilant. The year's coming to an end, so it's almost time for some good eating. So my suggestion would be start building these habits now. Get out, get your steps, so that you don't overeat for Thanksgiving, you don't overeat for the holidays. You're accustomed to it, and then when the new year comes and everybody else is trying, you're already there. You haven't put on all the
Portion
extra
control.
weight.
That's it.
Just
Portion control.
start now. You got 2 months to be ahead of the game. You get 2 months ahead of the game. Start now, bro. We'll talk
All
about that
right.
later, but start now.
For sure. I mean, that's something, for sure that we can come up with a good list of things to be aware of, for sure, like that. Until next time, guys, all right? We'll see you then.
Yeah,